honorable members of parliament from Bangladesh, distinguished guests, media representatives, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum, good evening, Shubho Shundha. It is my immense pleasure to join you all at this opening session of the 11th Bangladesh-India Friendship Dialogue organized by Bangladesh Foundation for Regional Studies in partnership with India Foundation and Friends of Bangladesh and supported by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Bangladesh. I would like to thank the organizers for their timely initiative in organizing this event. At the outset, I wish to remember with deep respect the father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, Bangamata Begum Fazilunnisa Mujib, all the members of Bangabandhu's family who were brutally killed on 15th August 1975, the 3 million martyrs and 200,000 mothers and sisters who made immense sacrifice for the independence of Bangladesh. Bangladesh enjoys deep-rooted friendship with India, emanating from the historic ties during our War of Independence in 1971. The people of Bangladesh remember with deep appreciation and gratitude the support and invaluable contribution of India, its government and people during the time of our War of Independence, which sets the eternal milestone in the relationship between both the countries and people. I recall the great contribution of our Indian friends in 1971. It is also a great pleasure for me to welcome our friends from India who have taken time out of their busy schedule to be here with us, joining this dialogue, demonstrating their continued commitment in strengthening the bonds between Bangladesh and India. Their valuable engagement and contribution will add great momentum to this endeavor. Dear participants, I am very much pleased to see such an august gathering of so many dignitaries, experts, researchers, and people of various sectors from Bangladesh and India. The platform has already emerged as a strong and effective tool to discuss, analyze, and explore opportunities of engagement and cooperation between the two countries. I am sure this dialogue will act as a bridge between the government and people of our two friendly countries. The bilateral relation between Bangladesh and India goes far beyond strategic partnership and has further strengthened during the last decade under the visionary leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi of India. Apart from political relations and sectoral cooperation, cultural bond between the two countries forms the strongest and the most treasured part of bilateral relations. Having forged a strong partnership over the last 50 years, both countries are working on an increasingly wide range of sectoral collaboration. More than 90 bilateral mechanisms are formed which guide the forward-looking relations between the two countries. Resolution of long-standing issues of demarcation of maritime and land boundary bear testimony to that effect. The relationship is known to be the role model for neighborhood diplomacy worldwide. India is our closest neighbor. Both countries share border and 54 rivers, a geographical proximity. Bangladesh-India relations have seen a huge leap forward in the past 1.5 decades under the visionary leadership of Prime Minister of Bangladesh Sheikh Hasina and Prime Minister of India Narendra Modi, and has attained a new height. Frequent high-level visits immensely helping in shaping our strong ties. The relationship has been further consolidated following the visit of Prime Minister of India Shri Narendra Modi to Bangladesh in March 2021 in celebrating our Golden Jubilee of Independence. and the President of India, Shri Ramnath Kovind, in December 2021 in celebration of our 50 years of Bijoy Dibosh. Visit of President and Prime Minister of India in a single year in a single country shows the immense importance and warmth attached to Bangladesh. Honorable Prime Minister of Bangladesh, Sheikh Hasina, paid a state visit to India from 5th to 8th September in 2022, and which has contributed solidifying the relation between the two countries. Last month, our Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina visited New Delhi from 8 to 10 September 2023 to attend G20 Leaders Summit as a guest country at the invitation of Prime Minister of India. During the visit, both the Prime Ministers held bilateral meetings in which they discussed wide-ranging issues of mutual interest. They also signed few instruments and announced to inaugurate few projects at a convenient time in the coming months. The relations between the two neighbors are dynamic and continuously evolving and moving forward. Both countries are witnessing remarkable progress in cooperation in last decade in areas of economic, commercial and trade, border management and security, countering terrorism and violent extremism, water sharing, road and railway connectivity. The new areas of cooperation include information communication technology, energy, renewable energy, climate change and blue economy. Given the evolving and changing global discourse, the two countries are also becoming increasingly interlinked politically and economically. It is well claimed that the destinies of the two neighboring countries are intertwined, and stability and prosperity of both the countries are inextricably linked with each other. The future of both the countries can best be served by strengthening mutually beneficial relations and partnership, in particular when a number of South Asian countries are passing through economic or political difficult time or crisis. As Bangladesh and India share progressive, comprehensive and substantial cooperation in diverse areas, if the two countries can work together, it will be beneficial for both the countries. In recent times, the cooperation has reached a new height. There is hardly any area that does not feature in our relations. We have set examples of resolving long-standing issues through mutual cooperation and spirit of goodwill, like Ganges Water Sharing Treaty, Land Boundary Agreement. These instances will serve as guiding principles in resolving future issues of mutual interest, and it has also proved that this foundation was laid down by our father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, the Land Boundary Agreement, and it was passed in Indian Parliament in 2015. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's zero-tolerance policy against all kinds of terrorism and extremism has given the appropriate level of confidence in this relation. Her policy has brought stability in northeast states of India, which has paved the way to peace and prosperity in the region. On the other hand, India as an economic power offers potential in various sectors for Bangladesh. What we need is to synergize our realities and priorities for the mutual benefit of the people of our two neighboring countries. I believe this dialogue can help identify the newer areas of cooperation through effective and open dialogue among relevant stakeholders. Distinguished participants, this year India assumed G20 presidency and invited Bangladesh to join the summit as one of the guest countries, showcasing the determination and execution of the Indian Prime Minister's trust and warmth towards Bangladesh. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to India for including Bangladesh in the G20 process. As a part of the process, I appreciate India for arranging 9 G20 Parliamentary Speakers Summit, which may act as a congregation of parliamentarians worldwide. This year, the 9 G20 Parliamentary Speakers Summit will be held from 12th to 14th October 2023 in New Delhi, and I look forward to attending this important event at the invitation of the Honorable Speaker of Lok Sabha, Mr. Om Birla. I hope that being people's representatives, parliamentarians will actively engage and provide a substantive contribution to effective policy making at this critical juncture of the world. As we all know, that the bilateral relation between the government is an important facet in the relationship, but at the same time, people to people contact is equally important. And I would further like to emphasize on the cooperation between the two parliaments of both the countries. The interaction between the member of parliaments through parliamentary friendship group can also resolve many pending issues through parliamentary diplomacy. Because as we all know, globally, parliamentary diplomacy is now gaining momentum as an important vehicle for resolving many contentious issues, and the two friendly countries, Bangladesh and India, through their parliaments can strengthen their own democratic practice and parliamentary democracy. I would like to congratulate the people of India on the unveiling of their new parliament building, reflecting India's rich culture, tradition and spirit on the historic occasion of the 75th year of independence. At this stage, I would like to emphasize on some key areas where the experts can think of more collaboration and engagement between the two countries. First, we should ensure more engagement of the two parliaments of the two countries. As I mentioned, India is the largest democracy of the world. Bangladesh considers democracy as one of the fundamental values of the state. Both the countries can work together by facilitating more engagement between their parliament members for building political trust and understanding. And in the meanwhile, there has been many exchanges between the parliament secretariats of both the countries, where the officials of both the parliaments go to India for training on these subjects, and we want this to continue in future also. Second, it is heartening to note that recently India has passed a law to reserve 1/3 of the seats in its lower house and in state legislature to ensure more representation for women in lawmaking from 2029. On the other hand, Bangladesh has already been reserving 1/7 seat of the parliament for women. We have 50 reserved seats for women in our parliament. Given this background, I would specifically suggest more collaboration and engagement of women lawmakers of the two countries in the coming days for our shared objective of promoting women empowerment and gender equality. Third, India has emerged as one of the most scientifically advanced nations in the world. Recently, they have reached to the moon as the fourth nation globally, which is an aspiration to all the South Asian countries in advancing science and space technology. Bangladesh also envisions to emerge as a technology-driven smart Bangladesh by 2041. As a close neighbor, we may chart newer areas of cooperation in the ICT sector to complement each other, especially to face the challenges of the fourth industrial revolution. Bangladesh has already attained its goal to establish itself as Digital Bangladesh. India is known for its knowledge-based society. One of the pillars of the Vision 2041 of Bangladesh is to make it a knowledge-based country. In this regard, researchers, scholars, think tanks and academicians of the two countries may collaborate and work together for the betterment of our societies and people. I therefore encourage you all to convene more events like this. Fifth, India is the fifth largest economy, while Bangladesh is the 35th largest economy in the world. However, many people are still suffering for ensuring a decent life in our countries. I would call upon to find out more ways and means to work together for economic emancipation of our people and how we can together fight against the common enemies of poverty, inequality, and improvement of and betterment of the life of the people. We have so far, under the dialogue that has taken place over the years, been able to resolve many issues. This platform, through continuum of dialogue, has been able to foster a congenial environment for engaging in vibrant discussion and identifying emerging challenges and finding solutions to the issues. We have, under the neighborhood model, been able to forge engagement in dialogue on transit to northeastern region (NER) through Bangladesh from India mainland. Transit and transshipment are important issues which also has important economic connotations. We have been able to establish road and rail links using Mongla and Chittagong port, which are also within the connectivity framework. Such openings will facilitate trade further. Trade deficit between India and Bangladesh has been being minimized through some initiatives like the 2010 communique removing tariff and non-tariff barrier, encouraging imports from Bangladesh. Providing duty-free access in 2011 facilitated trade flows both ways. Range and volume of products in Bangladesh basket offered to India can be increased and diversified on the basis of survey to cater market needs in India, and it will then help make up the deficit of trade imbalance. Power sharing has gained momentum. It has opened up new area of cooperation. Bangladesh imported 500 megawatt electricity from India, another 160 megawatt from Tripura through Kumilla. So these are ongoing engagements, and also now there is a discussion that from Nepal there will be, through transmission line from India, we will be able to get hydropower in Bangladesh. Water sharing is another extremely important issue. Bangladesh and India share 54 transboundary rivers. While Ganges Water Treaty has been signed, Tista issue is still pending. One way could be to discuss basin management with a comprehensive approach and try to address the water issue and find amicable solution to it. We have to work together to turn our challenges into opportunities through multifaceted and mutually beneficial cooperation. We need to envision a more integrated region. BBIN, BIMSTEC, Bay of Bengal Initiative for multisectoral, technical and economic cooperation are all broader sub-regional cooperation frameworks to ensure regional development. And there's a lot of work that can be done around this regional cooperation. I firmly believe it will further consolidate the friendship between the two nations and give permanency to the matrix of trust between the two people, the dialogues that are taking place, and pave the way for constructive future partnership between the countries. It will usher shared prosperity and mutual benefit and people-centric development. As Bangladesh moves out of LDC and is on its journey to becoming a developing country, let us continue the talk, let us walk the talk, and continue our journey towards smart Bangladesh. Take our friendship to an unprecedented height based on mutual respect for sovereignty, equality, and mutual trust and cooperation. And let me end with a quote. We all do better when we work together. Our differences do matter, but our common humanity matters more, unquote. Thank you for a patient hearing. May Bangladesh live forever. Joy Bangladesh.